do you command?
It's just good business.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Diaries. Well, we've had a bit of a setback. A bit. That is an understatement in this case. The film Knights of the Lost Realm has been suspended till probably after the beginning of the year. We have had anything that could possibly go wrong, and consequently, we just can't keep going with it. We've had one of the crew left. We had lost one of the main characters, the guy Drake, who plays Vandor. Can't do the role at this time, so he got written out. And now one of my other main characters, Ramon, has left also. So yeah, all the characters that are the main characters have departed. All the co-characters, they were ready to go, and so consequently, yeah, we have suspended that. So, we will pick it up again next year, probably recasting, which means probably reshooting just about everything. But that's the way it goes in the independent film business. We are starting Vuzz, which is going to be our second attempt at horror in the 10 years of Kid Stuff Films. This will be our second attempt at horror. And I've got several of the kids lined up for that. Several from Knights of the Lost Realm are coming over into that one because, you know, all of a sudden the movie got pulled out from under them. So I'm giving them this one to do. It ought to be fun. It's going to be kind of a Goosebumps version of a combination of Jumanji and It. How you like that mix? So we'll see what happens with that. Now, today, or tonight actually, it's about not quite 5 o'clock, and I'm about ready to leave. I'm going to a Halloween get-together, Halloween-ish party, as they say. It's mostly, I think it's mostly going to be adults, so it'll probably be boring as all get out. But we're going to go anyway. And I thought I might take you along because some of these people dress weird. They do it at Halloween time. People just dress so weird. I don't understand that. So we're going to go and do that. And we're going to start working on the new film. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've got from the new film, put together, and things I have to put together. And what else? We have a shoot for one of the short projects for the film, 3 pairs of shorts that's coming up. That's going on, and other minor exciting things, including on the Adventureland porch where the fountain, the new fountain, went up to look at it the other day. There's no water in it. That's because no matter how much you waterproof those wooden bowls, and I had used water seal up one side and down the other, it still managed to crack, so I had to repair it. So I'll show you some of that, among other things. So, without any further ado, let's get going! Okay, I gotta stop and get a bag of ice. Oh crap, I don't even think I have enough gas. I have to stop and get a bag of gas, too.
In my judgment, there's an underground economy, a black market economy for players.
Take that. Okay, well, we're going to the party. This isn't a road trip. I just have to use my car to get there. The car of mystery. And I had to stop and get a bag of ice. Now I have to get some petroleum for my car. Car of mystery is very, very funny that way. It refuses to go if you don't put gas in it. So I have to do that, and then we're gonna head over to this Halloweenish get-together. I want to call it a get-together, not a party, because I don't like going to parties. I used to when I was younger, but they were totally different kind of party, if you know what I mean. But See, this is the thing. I don't drink alcohol. And I get uncomfortable around people who do. Well, not who drink alcohol, but who drink a large quantity of it, like at a gathering or a party or what have you. And so it's a little bit difficult for me anyway. But my daughter wanted me to go to this. It's at her friend's house. And I said, sure, why not? For my daughter, I'll do it. And since it's a Halloween party, of course, it's, you know, a costume thing. I didn't bring a costume, but I did bring a Weevil Fester, which I'm sure will work fine. So we're going to pull into this dark gas station because lights haven't come on yet. It's getting dark earlier these days, and oh, shut up! My turning signal's freaking out on me. So we will stop here and get some fuel. So I'm driving to this thing. I'm on the freeway, and look off to the right, and I see, oh look, police lights flashing. They have somebody pulled over. They had somebody pulled over. 50 feet further down, they had somebody else pulled over. And then about another 50 feet, 100 feet down, they had somebody else pulled over. They had like 3 people pulled over in about 300 feet. That's crazy. That's a lot of people pulled over. And it didn't look like it's a crime scene or anything like that. There are people standing out of their car and so forth, but wow! I guess I better drive carefully. Okay, we're going into the house. There's already weird people here. Well, decent her now, because yeah. And my daughter's here. Looking all Star-Lordy. There's a big spider. And I think I'll drop this on the floor.
That's just my dad. Okay, wait, Joe, I actually gotta get a picture with you. I need some coins in my hands.
There's Coraline. Say hello. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Love it. Oh my gosh. Hi, sorry.
Oh, the camera guy.
Yeah, I'm vlogging you.
You're recording right now. He doesn't know who you are.
Lovely.
Come on, do an Irish accent.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Wait just a minute. Okay. Here you go. Again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'll bet it's a gift card. I wonder where to.
Ooh, that was a
Okay.
good one. Thanks, Daddy.
Yep.
Actually, I have no idea where it could be to. It could be to many places.
Well, it's to one, obviously.
It looks like, okay, wait. Yes! Oh, thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
Sweet. Why are there 2 things in here?
One of it is
the
the
top.
card, and then there's the receipt in case you need it.
I got a gift card to the bookstore. It's my favorite place in the world. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
And then she also got me a $25 gift card to the comic book store, which I haven't shopped at a
Comic book.
I know. I haven't shopped at a comic book store in years, so I'm really excited. I like that. That's a good one. I'm trying to catch it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch it. Oh my God, you guys are so.
One more.
One more. Okay, one more normal one.
Sides.
This is a video of my daughter's back.
All I do is take pictures. Okay, smile.
Say smile.
Got it. I said okay, smile.
Say smile.
Smile. Like that. Have you ever met my dad? This is Casey.
How's it going?
Hi.
This is B, and that's our son Caius. Caius is my dad, Jimmy. So he's filming
Casey,
tonight.
what's
Nice.
I'm gonna do a video blog.
your name?
Very cool.
Good. I know. I got the pictures.
Well, make a lick a high, make a hiney ho.
We need singles of all of you in the group.
I need to get
Hold on. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you look amazing, Shauna.
Let me get a.
I can only smile like this for like 5 seconds.
I know, it hurts my face.
Get right there.
Amazing
Hold
job.
on. I'm sorry. I'm closing your face for a second.
I'm
I know, it's
closing
okay.
your face.
Oh, that's rad.
It's so good. Dude,
Make a look at high, make a high.
did you do a close up of just, yeah,
Yeah,
just this part with like the doors open?
No, I.
Come on, Caius.
Smile.
Oh yeah, there you go.
This is my big job at the party.
Oh, wait, are you filming it on?
Now he's
Oh, that's
doing
great.
this.
You didn't say it was going to be a work of fiction.
You ready?
No, it was supposed to be a
One,
catch.
2,
It's a
oh
drama,
shoot!
if you like.
Try again.
Call it what you
I
like.
cannot stay on like this for long.
Up your feet.
That's what makes it more fun.
Listen to this.
1,
Specialized
2,
low-budget drama series.
focus.
Favorite
There we
fans
go.
are ESPN
Take a bunch.
Alien Life.
A bunch? Okay.
We don't want your kind of people ruining the reputation.
Oh my gosh.
Did
Did you get him?
Yeah.
One more. I'm done.
Oh, I know, right? I'm like, I can't
We're done.
One more.
I can't.
Here it comes. This is it. One more. Ready? 1, 2, major look. Got it.
Oh, damn it, Dad. Jeez, I'm so
Aren't I annoying?
Yes.
That's what makes me so much fun.
Let's see.
That's so much easier than.
They make me take the pictures. They have to deal with the situation.
My hand is in red.
Coraline, be careful.
Me now.
There you go. You ready? Pose, dudes. Pose like your costumes. Yeah, there you go, Kai.
Coraline, look this
Coraline,
way.
look this way. You guys look awesome. Thank you. Oh, jeez.
Her
Come on right now, so I'll go put it back on.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
So cute. Any pictures?
Uh-huh.
Be good, little convict.
Look at that
So
smile. She can't
cute.
possibly be bad. What are you doing? That's
She
lovely.
doesn't speak, apparently.
Did you forget how to speak again?
Oh no, you guys see.
Uh-oh. You're starting to flip upside down.
Hide it in there. Oh. Why you get a dreamer on the finger?
She told me some at 20 inch.
Okay.
What's up? Oh no. What's up, dude?
That's awesome.
This is what it looks like when you're really bored and you have glow sticks. You plowed into me, you convict, you.
Look
You
into
don't have
my
to-
eyes.
You don't have to get that close, dude.
My real eye.
You started it.
What?
Swing and shake.
Okay, stop it. You're disturbing me now. You know, I always record myself going to places, but I very rarely record myself coming home. So we're coming home. This ought to be... Oh, we're coming up to the strangeness of the light. Anyway, it's only about 8:30, and I have plenty that I want to do tonight. But that party was all right. That was pretty fun. There was, people were cool. They brought their kids. Kids were great. It's always fun for me, more fun to have youngsters involved as well. Kind of keeps the adults under control. I just switched hands. So let's go back in, see if this thing unlocks from this side too. What do you think? You can get in and go out. Yeah, it's like it works both ways. Okay. Hello, home. We are back. Well, it's Sunday, and I'm chewing on a piece of licorice. No, I'm not. I'm chewing on a Snickers. A piece of licorice. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, day after Halloween party, I'm wearing my ventilated Haunted Mansion shirt. This shirt is, well, most people keep their, their clothes that they wear generally around for 4 or 5 years. I think this shirt's about 10 years old. So, new film project starting up, which is Vuzz. And I have a few things from that I'm going to show you right now. Some that I need to do some work with and some that I don't. Okay, there's several aspects of Vuzz that makes him our villain, aside from the fact that he's a child catcher and just evil and mean and all like that. He doesn't talk. He appears. He's not fun to look at. He's not gross and bloody and his skin's falling off. Matter of fact, he wears a mask. But there's some other parts about him that are unique. First is his cane. He carries this cane, and this cane is it's a steampunk, plastic steampunk cane that I got at Party City. Here you can see it. It's kind of cool, but it looks like a toy. So what I have to do is take this part, I'm going to repaint it, and I'm going to like make some slight modifications so it looks a little bit more like this is a real thing. That might do something rather than the plastic. Now it looks pretty good here, but again, it could look better. And I'm thinking mostly around this little gauge here, and then just kind of change some of the color, maybe take some of the little brass piping that I have, run it through here a bit, maybe a few fittings, just so it's a little bit more involved than this. Okay? He carries that, and he also carries a big bag. I mean, it's a big bag. Do I have it out here? No, it's over there. Why don't I go over there and get it? Okay, I went over there and I got it. And this is it. This is the bag. Now, let me move the camera here a little bit and back up. Here we go. This is a very big bag. This was made for this project. It is a bag, it's not just a big blanket. And this is the child catcher bag. So consequently, my cast for this project are going to be like the preteen set. For two reasons. One, we're trying to get, hello again, we're trying to get a feel that's recently been made popular from the story It, because this is kind of a cross between Jumanji and It. And so my cast of characters have to be younger than like what was in the last couple of films that we've done. Fortunately, I have several cast members that are in that, and I have some people that want to get involved with Kid Stuff Films, so that will help. Now Vuzz, I'm going to kind of give this away a little bit real quick. This is his mask. This is his hat. And he wears dark clothes, may have a duster, I don't know. He's going to be played by one of my taller cast members because I need him to be taller than me, which is not saying a heck of a lot. And there's some other aspects about his bag. His bag is his kind of his power. And all kinds of things can come out of that bag to snatch up the different kids that he's trying to collect. Now, he can do it himself, too. Okay? But his methods are to go after you with, you know, what you're afraid of. Now, the reason I say it's kind of a mix between Jumanji and It is almost Nightmare on Elm Street, really. Vuzz himself is a nightmarish creature who, you know, like I said, he's a kid catcher, and he uses fear to get him. But the reason he appears is because of an old game called Vuzz also. They'll find the game. They won't find the game. The game will be presented to them by another character in the film. Now, I don't want to go much further than that because I don't want to give too much away. But suffice to say that Vuzz himself and Vuzz the game, are connected in such a way that it gives you that kind of Jumanji-ish feel. Now, there's some other things here. First of all, we have to give Vuzz a big hand. So I give him a big hand. Now, this is just a plastic hand. I have two of them. It's a right hand and a left hand. Ah, that's so clever. Anyway, and it's hard plastic, so it's not, you know, it's not movable. So I have to make this so it's molded a little differently. Now I could go all the way into making it, you know, articulated, but it would probably lose some of the whatever realism we have here to do that. So what I want to do is I want to remold him so his hand is more like this, because right now it's like this, and even with the bent finger of truth, it is too straight. So we need it to be bend a little bit. So when both hands come out for whichever character is going to happen, it'll look like it's grabbing and not just, you know, slapping him upside the head. Also got some cloth. This is your generic creepy cloth, which is just crap. So I have this, which is supposed to go with the bag, and it will be with the bag. But before it goes with the bag, I'm going to use it to decorate the porch for Halloween. Now, whenever we do a project that requires a lot of special effect, obviously it gets tricky. But when we're using it all practical effects, it's even trickier. There's going to be special effects in this because it's going to be taking place in a creepy house. And my house may be kind of creepy, but Darkslade Manor is not scary. So we need to create a background that will fit for this. My pedo is yelling his brains out here. Pardon me. Alright. I just can't help it! We have a very important prop we need for Vuzz, and that is a game board. The story, like I said earlier, I think I mentioned that it's kind of like a cross between Jumanji and It, with a little Nightmare on Elm Street thrown in there. But I think it's going to be a little less horror and a little more fantasy driven. But be that as it may, it revolves around a game called Vuzz. So what we need is a game called Vuzz. So we have to design a game board. Now I want the game board to look old, and I want the game board to look eerie, and kind of handmade, which ought to be easy enough because it's going to be handmade. So it's going to be made out of wood and leather for the most part. And what I have to do is I have to create the spaces for the players, just in case you didn't know which way the spaces went. And I have to also kind of create the ambiance of the board. Now, to do this, I have to design well, the ambiance basically, because the pieces, you know, the spaces are just going to be squares, but how it's going to look, how it's going to lay out, where the name's going to be, and so forth and so on. So we're going to work on that right at this particular moment. We must go to the Ace Hardware. I'm going to walk over there, see if I can find the piece of wood I want. Actually, I'm thinking I need 2. And hopefully I can get it there in a relatively small problem. If it becomes a relatively larger problem, I'll have to go all the way down to Home Depot and get it there. So I'm going to go. You wait here. I'll be right back in just a second. I came back. I went to Ace Hardware. They didn't have what I want. They had like 2x2 and 4x4 plywood, which would have worked, but it was like $18. That's crazy for a little hunk like that, and I wouldn't have been able to get it to chocolate shake. So I went to Hobby Lobby, which I didn't think of before, and I got 2 pieces from woodpile, which will go side by side, and they will be hinged. And I got the hinges for it, and I got some corners for it. And I think with all of my stuff, I should be able to make it look pretty good. So, that's where we're going with that. There we go. These, which are basically going to be the legs, go over the end here and add to the design. But the holes that are in here to fasten it are below the wood level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat and I'm going to glue it in place with glue. That kind of gluing. Probably hot glue, which will work the best. Actually, no. I think the other glue would work the best. We'll use the other glue. Means you're going to have to sit here for a little while. Oh, well. Okay, the glue that I'm using is 527. I've shown this to you before. It is really, really good glue. It's crafting glue, and this is basically a crafting thing, so I'll just throw some of this craft on here. Ha. And I put the glue into these, right in there. All four corners, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a buck. I'll take a heavy buck. And I'll take another heavy buck and knock something on the floor in the process. And there we go. And I'm just going to let that sit there for about an hour. And we'll see how that worked out. I'm thinking it'll work out fine. Well, I think that's going to do it for this here episode. Because the excitement was high, and the thrillers were big, and it was kind of slow. But, hey, they can't all be winners. Next episode, let's see, I've got a pre-production meeting on Saturday. Working on a music video thing on Sunday. And my hours have changed. So I now have Saturdays and Sundays off. I have the weekends off, which means we're going to get out on the road a little bit more and do some things during the holidays. And that's going to be very cool. So anyway, whoa! Sorry. So anyway, that's what's going to be coming up. In the meantime, you guys have yourselves a great week. End of line.